Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another season of Starmade. Once upon a time I had a dream of a space station with only 18 million bucks in my pocket and a little mothership. Heck yeah guys, it is time to start a new season to freshen things up a little bit. In the previous season we have built this mothership, and if you haven't seen what this mothership can do, I recommend you to click the annotation right now or check down in the description in order to get a little tour of this baby, just so that you know what is actually going on and why the heck I do have that. However, everything else is deleted. Currently my inventory is empty, and even though I have lots of advantages right now in order to get myself started in Starmade, I will still explain and show to you how you could get started without a huge mothership and 18 million quid. Anyhow, in this season I decided to move away from the place where we were currently and set myself up in between two planets. Like a barren planet, and I believe this is a greenish planet. At least when you get close to it. Might also be a desert, and we have a huge light source here. I mean, you can tell by the lens flares that we are really close. This is the third season of Starmade. If you want to see more, I highly recommend you to check the second season, which is the most up to date. I also have a first season, which is more or less 2 years ago, so there will be many things different, including the planet still being flat in the first season. You know, in the first season I was still a flat earther. But anyhow guys, let me quickly set myself up. I'm going to find a really nifty spot in between those planets in order to get a space station started, and then of course we're gonna tend to it together and check out the possibilities. In this season we're gonna lay focus on harvesting the materials and resources ourselves, so we will be buying less from the shops. And we will be doing some more pirate killing. Oh yes, we will do that. We will also make additions to the mothership and hopefully finish it as well. But the main focus in this season is gonna be late on the space station. Anyhow, let me do a bunch of preparations and I'll be right back. Time to get back into the mothership and do some looting. We just need to activate asteroids in the navigation menu and use our jump drives to warp towards them. Alright, that's what I was looking for. Yummy. Mothership, it's time to eat. Alright guys, here we go, and here we are in between the planets. I accidentally harvested my space station when I came back. simply because it wasn't the single block that I left behind, but it was some red standard armor platform and I was very confused. So I had the pleasure to spend another million on a space station, and this time we are about 2.1 kilometers from each planet away. So together with the planets we're kind of forming a triangle, which is great. However, we need to get ourselves started, so usually, of course, we do not start with a lot of blocks, and therefore we will have to do some initial crafting. So why don't we go ahead and have a look into the inventory. Here you can see I have been gathering plenty of asteroids. I've been going on for an additional 15 minutes or so after the recording, just to get ourselves an initial stack of materials. And holy cow, I still do not know what half of this stuff is, but fortunately enough, the developers have added a bunch of additional GUIs. For instance, we can refine raw materials, and we can do that on our person and afterwards in a machinery, but of course we first have to craft this machinery. So let's have a look at the recipes, and we can see what each crystal would do if we placed it inside of here. So why don't we go ahead and make a bunch of alloyed metal meshes and also these crystals. Yeah, that's basically all we can do. So I have plenty of these Varat shard raw. We're gonna place them in here, and of course we will have to wait for the crafting cycle to complete, and after that we should be getting those crystal composites or composites. Whatever. So let's craft about 50 or so of those, and then we're gonna go with ores. Let's see, where do we have plenty of ores? The Threns ore. And there we go, we got 50 of the crystals. Let's put this away and place in the Threns ore instead. And what do we get? What do we get? Oh, what a surprise, the alloyed metal meshes. Right, so now let's open up a craft generic resources. In here, of course, we will also be presented with all of the recipes that are possible. We could, for instance, use the scrap alloy we get from neutral stations if we harvest them and make them into usable materials. So if you come across a neutral station, you can take apart to do it and then put everything in here or in the corresponding machinery. And from the looks of it, this menu is mostly for when you have some capsules and want to craft them into alloyed metal meshes or crystals. And then last but not least, we have the craft basic factory, and it's probably the thing we have to do. We have to grab 10 alloyed metal meshes, or we can also use the crystals in order to make one of these factories. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Give me some of those. We're gonna place those in here, or actually those because we have more of them. And there we go, basic factory. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and place that down on our platform. Maybe I'm gonna unset the symmetry planes for the time being. We're gonna put that right here. Yay! Of course, insufficient energy. However, let's still have a look inside of it to see the productions that you can do here. In here you can make simple blocks such as whole pieces, decorative blocks such as computers, and you can also make power reactor modules. So that's probably what we want to go for. So once we have set the block we want to produce, we can have a look at the recipes, and you can see for the power reactor module we need alloyed metal meshes. So hopefully it will be able to produce at least something, and we're going to need 20 of those guys. So let's actually test this out. Maybe it actually works. Okay, as it turned out, we were only struggling with power. It was somehow able to make the 3 power reactor modules eventually. So maybe if we go ahead and actually place those down below, then we will not be getting those messages anymore. Let's start by placing those 3 modules in a L-shaped form. If you know nothing about power reactor modules, those guys will basically help you recharge your power a lot quicker, and the capacitors, which we should be crafting right now. Let's see, power capacitors. There we go. And of course, for this to work, we are going to need some more of the alloyed metal meshes. We're going to place those guys right in there. And as soon as we have a little bit more capacity, we should be good to actually run this basic factory without any bigger issues. Now, actually, just to be sure, let's see what we need. Oh, we need the other stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're going to place those guys instead in here to refine into the crystals. And of course, I totally forgot that we already had plenty of those guys. Look at that. Beautiful power capacitor. I think if we place about 3 or 4 of those guys, we should be good. We're gonna place those on the other side. Great, so are we left with any more error messages? No, not at all. Great, so that's good to know. Even if you don't have any power modules, you can still get yourself started without having anything in your inventory. I mean, you can manually take apart asteroids. It's gonna take a lot longer though. Anyhow, we want to change the production once more, and what we want is a capsule capsule refinery. So let's try to find that. Beautiful, capsule refinery. What do you want? 10 of each of those materials. We can totally provide that. I missed the crafting cycle. There we go. It's in there and we do get the capsule refinery. For now, I only need one of those. I could actually just deactivate the production. That's much easier, right? Great. Okay, capsule refinery, you are gonna go right here. And let's have a look inside of you. View production recipes. Oh yeah, and here is where we can also place all of these blocks that we have gathered from the asteroids in order to get beautiful capsules. So we do not even need to waste the raw ore. Or actually thinking about it, we should definitely also place all of the ore inside of here because we do get the metal meshes anyways, but we also get additional capsules. Great. Okay, good to know. Larimar, you go in there. Varis, basically everything. We put everything in this thing here. Jabaz, attacked. Yeah, we keep the lava and the ice. Lucra, you go in there. Red dirt we can probably keep as well. Zujil sounds like something you can refine. Cinnabar, sand we keep. Great. Okay, so we will be running out of space very soonish. So I would say it's time to craft something else, which is a storage. View recipe, you need alloy metal meshes, so that's easy. Activate and deactivate. So we have our storage unit. You can see the crafting actually goes rather quickly, and now what we can do is just place this somewhere next to it, and we can select this guy with C and connect it to the chest with V. Okay, let's have a look in here. In here we can change the items to auto pull, and we want to add a category, which is of course capsules. There we go. We want to pull all of these capsules that we have built inside of here. We can even set the inventory name if we want to do so, which is capsules, and that is going to be our stash. Now, one thing that I might have done wrong is connect it the wrong way. Maybe we have to select the chest first and then connect it up with this guy so that the pull thing does make more sense. Let's see this happen. Come on, come on, come on. And there we go. It pulls one of these with each tick. Maybe we do need more than one capsule refinery. Anyways, let's place all of the ores in there as well and see, we get the alloy as well. Yeah, okay, I don't think that's actually working out. What we need to do is install another capsule refinery just for the shards and the ore. So give me another capsule refinery, please. Thank you very much. We're gonna place that on top of here. It will also be connected to the chest automatically because we still have it selected. And in here, of course, let's put in all of the crystals. Yeah, we seem to be doing good. Great. Okay, now I want yet another storage chest. So maybe let's go ahead and already grab a few of those. Fill this up here and start producing a chest. Oh man, that was fast. This chest is gonna go on top of the other chest. And we're gonna hook it up just to the upper refinery because the lower one isn't producing those materials, just the upper one is producing the alloyed metal meshes. Now, actually, before we do that, I want to change the category. And is it resources? Probably not. It could be manufacturing or factory. Oh, no, no, no. That's absolutely not what I wanted. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna add a single thing, which is the alloyed metal mesh. And of course, the crystals. There we go. And I just see that we can actually change the amount that is being pulled per tick. Of course, we should do that. Let's pull 100 pieces. That seems like an acceptable amount to me. Yeah, look at that, 100 each. And of course we should do this with the capsules as well. Oh, do we have to change them all individually? I'll be right back. And there we go, we're pulling 100 each. I'm pretty happy about that situation. And now of course we should also make sure this is hooked up with each other. Let's actually see, 100 of each please. Oh, beautiful. Gotta love this system. Anyhow, the foundation of every space station is thousands upon thousands of blocks, so we should dedicate a machinery to just do that. Now, one more thing we can actually do is probably hook up this factory to the storage module here, which contains all of the resources, and this should theoretically make it possible to also craft anything that requires those materials just by accessing this chest here. Maybe let's test this out. We're gonna need another basic factory, which requires 10 of each materials, as you can see. CRAFTY. So let's activate the production, and there we go. It actually works. We don't even have to have the materials in here. We just have to hook up the corresponding inventories. Okay, this basic factory right here is gonna produce all of the standard armor pieces that I need. Let's change the production, and we can go with standard armor in this block. So there is no advanced armor available from the looks of it. Of course, my favorite color is black, so we should go ahead and do that. I want to have a look at the recipe. You can see that in order to make black hull, we actually need gray hull and we need black paint. In order to get the gray hull, we need metal meshes and crystals, and in order to get the black paint, we need teched capsules. That is interesting. So you see, we have to set up a crafting chain. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Let me just quickly set something up, and after that I'm gonna run you through the crafting chain of producing a black standard armor automatically in the background. Alright guys, back we are. I had to install some more power reactors, just because we are using up more and more power with each module that we add, with each factory and refinery. You can also see that I have laid them out quite specifically. Now this is more important for the reactor modules than the capacitors. However, you want to make sure that you are some way arranging it in a three-dimensional shape. So this could also just be an L shape, and if you go into a third dimension, it's just getting better. So let me just quickly demonstrate that. If we have a look at our power, currently we are recharging 1889.2 power per second. If I remove that, it dropped down to 676, and if I added, for instance, right here, which is not an advantageous spot, we only have 1700, even though I have added the same amount of modules. So you can see how you arrange the modules is actually significant in order to get more juice out of your stuff. Anyways, in this corner right here, I have set myself up the production chain I have been talking about. First of all, this inventory at the bottom here is producing the gray hull, and it is simply doing that by accessing these two chests, of course, which contain all of the important materials. Same thing right here. In this little basic factory, we are producing the black paint. We probably can't see it because it's being pulled into this inventory. This basic factory, of course, feeds from those two inventories and therefore is producing the black hole that we so desperately require. And you just saw the black capsule disappear. There we go, black paint, we got it. So that is as easy as that, but maybe sometimes you do not want this thing to produce and go on forever and ever. Maybe you only want it to do that while you are actually there. And in this case, it would be convenient not to go into each module and deactivate the production, but it would be cool to do this with one single click of a button. Now, I already figured out that we do not have activation modules in the basic factory. However, you can make a standard factory, and I took myself the liberty of already producing that. To the right here, we have a standard factory, which of course can produce other things. For instance, here we have the gates, we have also an advanced factory, we have the standard armor from the looks of it, and just tons and tons of blocks. Inner ship remote, so a little bit of logic is included here as well. Very nice. All the rails and everything you have to craft in here. And of course, then there is the advanced factory, which has all of the fancy blocks. Let's have a look through that. Yeah, look at that. Force fields, for instance, explosive computers. We have the advanced armor and everything, and this is of course what I'm interested in. I probably want to make my entire station out of advanced stuff. Let's actually see what would the black advanced armor require. Let's set that as a recipe and view the production chain. And holy cow, you can see here we would just have to continue with our current chain. So as you can see right now, we are here. We are already producing the black hull. We need 2 massed capsules. No, actually we need many more of these capsules in order to get the black standard armor. And together with a maced ingot, we can then get the advanced armor. I think to wrap up this episode, I'm actually gonna set up this production chain. And of course, in the next episode, it will be mainly about building our first kind of section of the space station. But since I stored away all of my previous blocks, I thought we dedicate this episode to getting started actually. So I'm gonna take this advanced factory and I want to place that bad boy probably right here. In order to produce the black standard armor, we're gonna need this standard factory, and we're gonna have that probably right here just to indicate the crafting chain. Yeah, there we go. This we have to change to a standard black hole. There we go. Let's just view the recipe. Yeah, we need to have access to the black hole and the capsules. So let's do that. We're gonna select this guy. Black hole is in this, and the capsules are somewhere in here. Great. Okay, that should already work out. And look at that. Black hole, black standard armor. Beautiful. And as a last step, of course, we want to produce the black advanced armor. View that recipe. Macet ingot. Let's see where we have to produce that. Can we do that in the basic factory? Yes, indeed. So I think I'm just gonna grab the factory we already have here. And this will have to go on top of here, because out of these two materials, we're gonna make the final step. So let's see that. Macet ingot. You just need capsules. So I guess I'm going to hook you up to those chests. Let's see that happen. Yeah. Macet ingot, beautiful. So last step, we just need to hook those guys up. And. Uh-oh, did I forget something? Ah, there we go. It just required lots more of those guys. Okay, we actually need 5 Macet ingots in order to make this happen. But there we go, guys. We're producing black armor automatically. Advanced armor at that. Yes, I definitely don't want to go with the standard all the time. However, as I said, I wish to be able to actually deactivate this system just because I don't want it to use up all of my materials. And for that, of course, we want to craft another basic factory, I guess. Let's grab a few materials here. Just gonna grab 100 of each. And this should allow me to at least craft one more factory. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you very much. In this factory, we need, actually, to be honest with you, a standard factory. Silly me. There we go. Standard factory ready. Place that here again. But you know me, I don't always go the simplest way. However, we want to make an activation module. Let's have a look at the recipe here. Yeah, totally easy. Totally mega easy. We just want to hook this up again. There we go. And activation module. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and place that bad boy right here. But we don't want to hook it up. We want to select the activation module and hook it up with each of these factories. So with the click of the R button, we can simply enable and disable the entire system. So there we go. It is deactivated. And if I enable it, then it is activated. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted. We have already produced the 6 advanced armor pieces. And of course, we're gonna dedicate such crafting chains to a lot of blocks. Because as you know me, we don't usually go small. However, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I would really appreciate your support down below. Give me your feedback, your suggestions, your opinions, and likes, and you guys are great. But other than that, enjoy your time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.